Suffering from 2020, suffering from 2021, I have the solution for you.
Number 1. Practice, practice, practice.
What do I mean by practice? Practice using your hardware, your equipment, your computers. Don't use a phone. Trust me, do not use a phone for online lessons if you can avoid it. Practice using your software, whether you're using Zoom, Teams, Google Classroom, or whatever you're using. Practice using it. Make mistakes when you're offline. Start some sessions with your friends and colleagues and even family members will be useful. Try out different options in these programs. If you're making recorded content for your lessons, practice like nuts. Do everything you want, even just like making funny faces.
How does that, when I choose this, what does this do? Whoa!
Practice doing everything.
Number 2. What is your competition?
Remember that YouTube is your biggest competitor as a teacher. All our students, especially young learners, are really distracted by YouTube. It's almost like their culture now comes from YouTube. It's absolutely mind-blowing. But if you remember that, and if you, for example, are a person who watches YouTubers and you watch other people's channels and see how people represent themselves online or in video, that's very useful. You can get some tips and ideas from seeing how different people do different things, and it will definitely help you in the classroom, the online classroom.
Number 3. Know your equipment.
Having 2 monitors is the best thing I've ever done since I started teaching online. Get a mouse. Don't use that touchpad. Even any mouse will do, but here's top tip. Gaming mice are really good for all this work. Seriously, you can adjust the DPI, which controls the speed of your cursor or on your monitor. If you have browse buttons where you can go back and forth between pages and folders, you can browse your folders very, very quickly. You can browse your pages very, very quickly. It's very useful. Try getting an ergonomic keyboard. There's nothing worse than using a keyboard for hours on end that feels horrible to use. And watch for that RSI business. Take a break. If you're using a laptop, nothing wrong with laptops, but the webcam might not be as good as an external webcam. I got one especially for my online education, and it came with bundled software, which back to point 1, you should practice using. Practice using all your programs, including any editing programs that you're using and any tools that come with the webcam you're using, because usually they have interesting, fun things you can do, like putting text on the screen and so on and so forth.
Number 4. Organize notes and files.
Here are 5 ways to take good notes. Each method is best used in different situations. With practice, you will eventually develop your own note-taking methods that work best for you. Outline method, Cornell method, mind map method, flow method, and write on a slide method. Now go Google them. I can't give you everything.
Make sure you take good notes and organize your files. Whether it's your files on your computer, whether it's your soft copies or your hard copies, soft copies being on the computer, hard copies being physical stuff, like But be organized, be prepared, and...
Number 5. Move your classroom online.
You need to remember all the things that your students used as material or as teaching aids. Move them all online. You remember all the multimedia that we have access to now. We almost have more options because you can find it like that. In the middle of a lesson, you can open up Google and find something and you're good.
Number 6. Backups.
Do I really need to explain this? I mean, it's obvious. I mean, why is this in the list? Oh, okay. Keep backups.
Number 7. Avoid double the work.
Don't double up. The biggest mistake that anyone can do is doubling up on your work. And the best thing about working online is that almost everything is connected. If you make assignments, the assignments have due dates. Those due dates should be in the calendar. If your students have a calendar, then you don't have to make another Word document that you send out as an email to remind them of when the assignment is, and blah, 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 blah.
Number 8. Keep your cool.
Yeah, it can get nuts online, especially with younger students or with students who are not very computer savvy. You can have a lot of problems.
Everyone, okay, muting you, muting you, muting you, muting
Make sure your permissions are set up before your lesson, or at least you've had enough practice with how to set up your permissions even in another lesson, because sometimes you might need to give a student permissions if you want them to present or to become the presenter, to show their work as an example to the class, or if you want to see their work in a bigger screen, you know. Well, that's it. Hope it was useful. Good luck.